to support youngsters in their journey towards finding some kind of truth or finding some kind of real intellectual development is one of the most beautiful things you can do.
It's been our best ever year for student support. We had an extraordinary gift from Mika Ertegun, who is the widow of Ahmet Ertegun, who founded Atlantic Records. Mika Ertegun has given us about $40 million to endow in perpetuity a graduate scholarship scheme in the arts and humanities. That's an extraordinary thing to have done.
I just submitted my application like anybody else, and then I got an email from the humanities division announcing a new scholarship.
I wouldn't have made it to Oxford at all without the scholarship. So it was quite a surprise for me hearing that it's basically an all-inclusive scholarship for the study of humanities, which is very rare nowadays.
I couldn't stop grinning, like it was just unreal.
I'm doing Turkish literature, which is thought to be not so useful in the empirical sense, but somebody cared about it.
To have all of that space and tucked down in the basement where we're not going to disturb anybody, soldering wires and making music is fantastic. To meet Mika was more than interesting. It was an opportunity to say thanks to the person that made the whole thing happen. And that is something that I really had wanted to do since I got the email. I mean, it's such an amazing place and such an incredible opportunity.
The Moritz-Heymann scholarship arises from a rather different basis. Roughly 10% of undergraduates in Oxford are in the financial category of people who are entitled to free school meals. Those people are really the targets at this stage of the Moritz-Heymann donation. And Michael Moritz summed up the whole of his gift in the following way. He said, 3 generations of my family, myself, my father and my grandfather, have got where we've got to through the generosity of strangers, in many cases through the generosity of people we never met, and I want to pay it back. And he has, big time.
I think that as a result of being on the scholarship programme, it does make you aware of how much difference you can make to somebody else's life, despite not knowing them. And I would hope that in whatever way possible, I will be able to in turn give back to somebody what they have given to me.
There were so many people in my year group who didn't apply to university purely on the basis of the fees going up and worrying about having to pay back that money. And I think when people are applying or looking at applying to Oxford, they'll see the scholarship and they'll realise that there's no reason to worry whatsoever about the money. I mean, I don't have £100 million to donate, to somebody, but I can go back into my school. So I think not only is it encouraging people to apply for university, it's encouraging this mentality of, helping out others. If you've been given help, then you should therefore pass that on.
No one from my family has been to university. The reason we're here in the first place is because something encouraged us to apply beyond the stereotypes, and something has allowed us to be here, some encouragement, an event. It could be a single individual.
Hopefully eventually there will be people come in here who've said, when I was in year 11 or when I started college, I had somebody who was a Moritz-Heymann scholar who came in and spoke to me, and that was the thing that made me apply to Oxford.
If you look at the campaign generally, we've got an extraordinary range of people who are committed to students here. And in some cases, you can really see them, they're well recognised, they're well known. In other cases, they may be anonymous, or there may be people giving gifts which are effective by being accumulated with others. And in every case, when it makes it possible for a student to do something they couldn't do, there is a real pleasure to be got. It's the enthusiasm and the dedication and the connection of the people who do these things that makes my job fun.